Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tea with Tree. I'm your host, Tree Taylor, serving you a delicious brew of news and commentary you need to know. It is Thursday, May 18th, 2023. Grab your tea, your coffee, or your cocktails, darling, and let's get into this week's top news stories. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. I am Tree Taylor, and joining me again is my fabulous host, co-host, whatever she wants to call herself, Kay Taylor.
Hey.
It's really Cayla Taylor. I don't know what I'm talking about. Me
You
and my
named
daughter. You said that on Mother's Day, you said that you made me a
a
mother.
mother. I did. You wouldn't be a mom if it wasn't for me.
And so, therefore, what?
I am the reason you get to call yourself a mother.
Do you want to know the reason? Yeah, you don't want me to go there. Okay. Oh, Cayla, come on.
Ew.
You're grown. How do you think you got here?
The story.
The reason. Because I said
The season.
next story. Ladies and gentlemen, this week in the news. Oof. I mean, honestly, to be honest with y'all, there's not a lot of news this week. Not in my opinion. What do you think, Cayla? Not a lot going
It's
on.
kind of slow.
Yeah, it's a slow.
And we
news.
tried to push the show back later in the week to get more news, but this has been a really slow week.
It looks like Rudy Giuliani might have allegedly been selling pardons.
Mm-hmm. Pardon me?
Yes. Very good. Very good. Apparently, in an alleged lawsuit against Giuliani, he was selling pardons in or around the range of $2 million. Okay. 2 million. According to an ex-aide, Giuliani told her that he and Trump were selling pardons for $2 million a pop. The aide said Giuliani would split the money with then President Skunk. The allegation was waged this week in a complaint filed against Mr. Giuliani by Noelle Dunphy, a New York-based public relations professional who is suing Giuliani for unlawful abuses of power, wide-ranging sexual assault and harassment, wage theft, and other misconduct committed while Donald Trump was in office. This is not surprising, ladies and gentlemen. Not at all. And it's kind of sad because we're used to these criminals being able to do whatever they want.
I think there's plenty of other people who are deserving of pardons, people who are unlawfully incarcerated and things like that who don't have $2 million to spend on a pardon. But we know who did get one or two. Didn't Lil Wayne get pardoned? Didn't Kodak Black get pardoned?
Kwame from Detroit. Okay.
Money makeup do.
It says that, I know Lil Wayne, Kodak Black, and Kwame. And I was really, so when these pardons happened, which was, I believe, in January 2021, they would have had to be right before insurrection. Mm-hmm. I remember thinking, well, I think I heard about Kwame first. And I remember thinking, how the flip does Donald Trump know Kwame Kilpatrick, the Manugian Mansion stripper dude, and other stuff? And actually, I wasn't living there, but I remember having a lot of high hopes. And when I say there, we are referring to Detroit, Michigan. But I remember thinking, how does he know him? Never crossed my mind about paying money. And of course, when Lil Wayne and Kodak Black came up, it still never crossed my mind about the fact or the possibility that he could have paid money. And there was an exclusive statement that was rendered by little Kodak Black and Lil Wayne. They have the same attorney. What? Huh? The attorney said President Trump and his administration have been tireless advocates on behalf of the African American community.
I think that's just pandering, and then Kodak, after he got pardoned, was wearing Trump shirts and all that stuff. Like, I mean, he did what he had to do to get out of jail, but at what cost, At $2 million cost.
Well,
and promote me after. It seems like a quid pro quo. I get you out and you act like you're a Trump supporter and get the hip hop black community to rally around me.
And we also remember Ice Cube's interesting out of nowhere support.
Well,
now, if we dig deeper, there is apparently, I don't have all of that story, allegedly, thank you. There's something to do with Steve Bannon and Ice Cube and one of his companies. And I'll look it up and I'll bring it in next week if it feels appropriate. But yeah. Mm-hmm. So let's hope they didn't pay, because I can't imagine the consequences for that. You know what? There are no consequences.
Apparently.
Because they're white. Next story. In other news this week, apparently, Megyn and Harry were involved in a little collision. Prince Harry and his wife Meghan Markle were in a near catastrophic car chase involving the paparazzi in New York on Tuesday night. The headline, though, that I saw on CNN, Cayla, read, "The couple alleges they were involved in a near catastrophic car chase." I found that interesting that the headline would read like that, because it feels a little bit like they are. It feels like they're throwing shade on them.
They allege they were almost in a car crash, and the parallels between his mom and car crashes. I think CNN doesn't want to get in trouble by insinuating or making like a broad statement like they were almost in a catastrophic. So that's why they said alleged. But it is also kind of not a coincidence.
You know what? I forgot that CNN is now moving to the right, to the right. To the right, because we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, them inviting Donald Trump over there to run his rhetoric. And we know that he's a buffoon and filled with lies. So where is this girl at now? Because look, Megyn Kelly, who does she work for anymore? I don't know.
It's not possible to have a 2-hour car chase.
Now, we've been to New York.
Ain't nobody speeding down there.
Right.
Weaving through traffic.
Megyn Kelly, go sit down somewhere. We don't even know. Where do you work?
Maybe she's self-employed.
Maybe she's doing what we're doing.
But the way they framed it as a near fatal, the paparazzi are out here trying to kill somebody? Is that what y'all are trying to say? And then this is coming off the heels of his dad's coronation. Like, I don't know if they want to spin it back to them. But when I first saw it, I was like, a car crash? Like, y'all can come up with something different.
So you think like Megyn then, that Megyn Kelly, that they could be...
I don't know if they are, but like you and I both said, we've been to New York City, Manhattan. There's no bobbing, and are they getting out of the car and running? Like, I need more details.
Yeah, I'm not anti-Megyn or Harry, but moving right along. Welcome back to the Tea with Trei. I'm your host, Trei Taylor, and you are?
Cayla.
So, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes we're going to have some stories where we actually need a little bit of assistance. And so I'd like to introduce to you a new segment called Phone a Friend. Cayla, do you know where Phone a Friend came from? Or, yeah,
Do you want to be a millionaire?
How do you know that?
Because I want to be a millionaire.
Okay. Well, good thing for you, I am, and so it won't be any problem. Anyway, Cayla and I were talking about this story that we saw I guess at the top of it was last week. It was after we had recorded the show. Cam Newton, he says that he's being denied work because of his hair. And Cayla and I were talking about it. What's Cam Newton's sign? I wish I had looked that up.
1 second.
Because he kind of gives Pisces, but also Cancer energy, but I could be wrong.
Taurus.
They got big energy. They want what's theirs.
Yeah.
And they don't bite their tongue for anybody. But I just was like, I don't know. I don't dislike him or anything, but I did ask Cayla what she thought about it. And I really wanted to get the perspective of someone who is really well educated on the subjects of sports and all of that stuff. And so we decided we were going to use the Phone a Friend feature this week on the Tea with Trei. And guess who we got, ladies and gentlemen? Coming to you live from the studios of Pollard Production.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing?
Oh Lord.
Y'all you loved it. That was that was a way to enter in, right? Come on, give me something. Maybe.
Okay, that was wonderful. This is how he used to be when he was an intern. He's a Cancer. They want to be getting all the strokes and the love. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Walter Pollard coming to you in the treehouse.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? What's going on?
Hey, Walter.
We're good. I'm going to really need your help on this one, Walter. There was an article out earlier this week about Cam Newton.
I'm aware.
He's saying things about his hair being problematic. And I just wondered what you thought, because you know everything about all these sports people.
Oh, look at y'all stroking these egos and stuff. I appreciate it. Look, I mean, okay, first off, I want to say congratulations to you, Cayla, for graduating. Major shouts out to you. That's a very big deal. Now, as far as Cam Newton is concerned, he is, like you say, a Taurus, correct? If I'm not mistaken, a Taurus or something like that. Born May 11th, so I think his birthday just passed. Happy birthday, Cam Newton. So the deal with Cam, he's older. He's 34 years old, okay? And I cannot possibly see his hair being the problem, okay? If you were to cut your hair, Cam Newton, that would be the least of your worries, just to be completely honest. Now, I read through the article, and to be completely honest, I get where they're going with it. It's an easy story to kind of go with. To me, in my honest opinion, is low-hanging fruit, because it's the biggest thing on him, to be quite honest. No pun intended, pause. However, just saying, it's the hair. You know what I'm saying? The hair is just, that's what you see, and so it's kind of easy to go that route. You dig?
So you think he's being whiny?
To a degree. You of course, if you guys were paying attention, this comes off of, I think, a month prior. Cam Newton had a pro day for his younger brother at the University of Auburn. Mm-hmm. We all remember that. Cam Newton was even on video saying, "Tell me why all these guys are getting jobs."
He said, of course, there's not 32 people better than him.
Now, here's the thing. I don't disagree with Cam to that degree. I do believe the guy is good, and I do believe that there are other quarterbacks that have gotten opportunities that are half as good as he is. But the truth of the matter is the relationships that they carry. You got to think Matt Ryan is going to CBS. He's going to CBS News to do news and analyst work, but he also said that he has left doors open, which means that he still has anticipation or hopes to still play if somebody were to ring his phone. So you got to think it's a game that we're playing here, and unfortunately Cam is extremely loud.
So what I hear you saying is he is not an employee that people want to have back, or he's not in the hearts and minds of people because of his
Antics.
big energy.
I would. It's all of that. You know, if you think about it, if you have somebody that carries the exact same talent, carries the exact same ability, carries the exact same charisma, but he's probably a little bit younger and probably costs a little bit less, they'd be willing to take him. Now, granted, Cam Newton is asking to be a backup. He's not asking to be a starter. He wants to be a backup. So it's not like he's asking for crazy amounts of money, but you are making a major fuss. In my honest opinion, I feel like Cam Newton has way better use for football in general if he can just continue his brand as far as the 7-on-7 and the camps that he conducts for a lot of up and coming athletes. Cam Newton is way more valuable to the sport and to the game of football there than he is trying to get back into the game at 34 years old.
Woo. So I didn't even know he had camps. Cayla, you knew that?
Mm-hmm. He used to have them at Eagles Landing. Everyone talking about Cam Newton 7-on-7. And so I get what Walter's saying, like, you have a bigger impact at a local level to raise these black boys up to be where you were versus I'm just trying to be a backup.
Yeah, like why? You know what I mean? You could be the coach if you. Right. I mean, you look at Coach Prime. Coach Prime, of course, he has sons that he's had. Cam Newton's child is yet 3 or 4 years old. He's a baby still. But Deion Sanders had sons, and he coached them, and he coached them, and he coached their friends, and he coached their friends, and so their friends became athletes, and their friends became college recruits, and their friends. So it's a chain there. And I say the same with Colin Kaepernick. A lot of people argue, well, Colin Kaepernick still doesn't have a job. I always say Colin Kaepernick is way better useful to the culture, to football, and to everyone alike outside of the game of football. The wake that they carry along with them is way too much for people to bear than to just say, oh, I'm just so happy for him to get into the game.
So it sounds like he doesn't, even though he said he'll take a lesser position, it still seems like that's not enough for him. He wants to be in the forefront. And I know myself I'm a producer, but right. And I'm a singer, but I also enjoy singing background, but I can work the stage. I've been all over performing. In fact, I could probably be more useful in the back now as
let her get sick if she want to.
Age,
hey, Cayla, let the lead singer get sick if she want to.
I'm here. I know this song. I've been singing this song since I was 8 years old at the talent show.
I'm trying to tell you. Listen, Trei's gonna take that shot, and that's what it is. That's really what it is. It's always about that opportunity.
But I'm also not gonna sit around and be bitching and moaning if the shot isn't there. I'm going to go, and so as long as I'm still using my gifts, okay.
But I want to point out this was asked. This wasn't Cam Newton going on a podcast and saying, "Oh well, I think it's my hair," or it's not like coming from his Instagram page where he is quite candid and able to be who he wants to be unapologetically. No, this came from a news article and somebody asking him, "Do you feel like it's your hair?" That's low-hanging fruit. Get this. Hey, that was low-hanging fruit. Simple and plain.
She didn't ask him if it was his hair. She asked him, and I can tell you what she asked him. It's Josina Anderson.
Josina Anderson, yep.
She asked Newton if he feels like his ability to get a job in the league has ever been impacted by his way of dressing. And
okay, I mean, listen, like we can arrange it. We can arrange it around in a certain amount of ways, but it still boils down to, hey man, you look like Basquiat. You think them white folks want you to play looking like that?
Jay-Z walks around looking like that.
Jay-Z doesn't need to work
owns
right. Since you're here and since we're talking about sports people, I wanted to ask you to watch this clip. And I'm asking you not really on the sports side, and I definitely don't want to get you into any I want you to stay in bliss. That's what I'm going to say.
Wait, what am I walking into? Cayla, do you know anything about this?
I want you to watch this clip, and then we are going to discuss it.
Okay, cool.
At what point did you develop that first sense of security and that the work is coming and as long as I keep knocking it out, there's gonna be more, and there isn't this sort of sense of the rug is could still be pulled out?
I struggle with that still, just because I think I just have more responsibilities, for my money. So I get nervous, like, oh God, that movie didn't open, well, what does that mean? Am I gonna have enough to hold everybody up? And everyone's like, it's coming, like, calm down. And I'm trying to find peace in the journey, not using my anxiety and scarcity mindset to be my engine, which is hard. It's weird to say I'm head of household because in this household, we split everything 50-50.
Hello?
Okay, so
Is this thing on? What? Hello? You're watching the Tea with Trei. I had to phone a friend because I almost choked. What in the mother flipping what? You
Wait a
have to
minute.
do what in what household?
Trei, first of all, let's first talk about how these celebrities be having these therapy sessions in front of everybody. I've been going to therapy for the past couple of months now. I'm not doing that in front of cameras. I'd be crying. I'd be like, and I feel and I feel. No way. First of all, I could not. Ain't no way. I'm a wreck in camera.
Therapy.
Not in
Yeah,
front
but
of
not
cameras.
televised.
Right.
That's not authentic.
That's scary.
So Vlad is trying to be a therapist. I know that wasn't Vlad.
He's the ops. Vlad is the ops.
Vladimir.
I just like saying that because all the young folks say it too. So
They
I just
young
like saying
folks
it.
So you,
Right.
Kayla, it's problematic for you off the rip that she's talking to us with her therapist in front of everybody, huh?
Right.
I know. Well, I don't know if what she's saying, other people can relate to. If you're, I think 50-50 works in certain situations. In this situation where everybody knows your business, and then you're telling us, I got to go 50-50, we're going to look at you sideways.
Let's break that down for a second.
Let us.
The air tastes different up there, okay? It tastes totally different up there.
Okay.
The reason why I say that is because if you listen to what she said, for my responsibilities, okay? This isn't like, Jenny from the meat department met Gerald from customer service and they felt like they had to join together to make one. Just don't worry about all that. I'm just saying, it's not like that. This ain't that. This ain't that. This is Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. So I'm sure that she has real estate. I'm sure that she has different things. I'm sure that she has a lot of other stuff that she has to tend to, along with Dwayne Wade having his own stuff that he has to tend to. So when I think she was being more I feel like she was being more figurative than literal.
No. Mr. Walter is missing the point, Kayla. I'm sorry. How? I'm about to let you know. Uh-oh. First of all, if you watch the clip, and I can run the parts again, or at the beginning of the clip, I didn't add it because it's long, but he asks her about feeling secure. I'm not a Gabrielle Union fan, but she has hurt. I used to say mean girl energy, but she has hurt girl energy to me. She seems hurt still about a lot of the things that have happened to her. And then, okay, this ninja made a whole human laid up with somebody else while he was married to her. And so at that point, 50-50 was crazy before because he makes more than her. But 50-50 ends the day your additional family comes into our marriage. She decided to stay. I get that. But no, sir, there will be no 50-50. Gabrielle Union does not feel safe in that space.
But whose fault is that?
You're correct. She made the decision
and
to
that's
not
why
only
I say
stay, but continue.
That's why
with
I
that
say
plan.
that. But that's why I say the air tastes different up there.
You
the reason
accept
it's
other
simpler.
things.
It's a lot simpler in certain levels. I'm not excusing her at all. But it's a lot simpler from our standpoint to some degree. You know what I'm saying? I think with them, she has a whole lot of other extra stuff that they have to worry about, and we all know what the extra is. On a day-to-day basis, he and or her have to
The whole
defend.
$20.
We
We used to live next door to basketball player. I won't say name, but
Right.
I know for sure. Cayla, you remember this person that his family had, all the people in his family had, you don't remember. Okay. Thank you. All the people in his family had a credit card
In his
name.
Sweet Jesus.
Because
Now that is crazy. What is the limit?
I'm not saying names, but this person had a lot of family. I'm not even going to say what kind of family, because then your ass gonna know.
So I saw someone make a point that she has trauma, and a lot of Black people who do get on have trauma. Well, not necessarily Black people, but a lot of people who get on feel like an obligation to take care of their entire family, and that can like weigh on somebody.
Survivor's remorse.
Yeah,
it's survivor's remorse.
You feel bad for being on, but at the same time, you're letting your family drain you. So,
and again, no excuse. We are all adults. We can make our own decisions. But again, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a fact of her taking care of people. Again, she can have her own, like people get married and say, hey, I want to join together and make one, but I do want to keep these 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 properties to myself.
Mhm.
Let me take care of that. That is mine. I want to take care of that. So I get it. Again, I think the 50-50 comment was more of a figurative statement than to be a literal thing. Because if you think about it seriously,
she meant that.
No,
she hasn't
Trei. Come on.
No, she's a control freak. You can tell she's controlling.
I can see it though. I can see it.
To be honest, and I don't have any inkling about Dwayne Wade. Like, I'm not familiar with him.
Right.
But to be honest, she probably suggested that they do 50-50 because that was a way. No, to start. They started. I feel like they started that way
To kind of keep a certain dynamic, right? To keep a certain level of leverage.
Yes,
I can see that as well.
She's been married before.
True.
So I'm not blaming Dwayne Wade for this. I'm saying I'm just trying to understand it. And I thought as a married person, you could maybe help us, but
I don't think I helped too much.
Well, you spoke about levels and you said up in the air that they just
it's just I think it's simpler in certain spaces. It's an interesting situation. Cayla, listen, never feel compelled. Never feel compelled to go 50-50. It's okay. If y'all are cool, if y'all are one, then that's on y'all and it is nobody else's business. That's the beauty of it all.
Beep, beep, beep. I can 1,000% assure you that one ninja that will not be doing 50-50 is the legendary Cayla Nicole Taylor.
Yeet, yeet.
That shit keeps scaring me. Walter, thank you for coming on the show today.
You all.
Thank you, Walter.
Was this fun, Cayla? Like, do we need to keep this as a potential set? I mean, not every time, but phone a friend.
Especially if they have like more information that we can share about things.
Yeah,
I'll be excited to see Cayla's friends too. I know your friends, Trei, but Cayla, I'm interested in seeing like the young perspective because this show is good. Listen, anybody who watches this show, trust me, Tea with Trei featuring Cayla Taylor is the joint. Make sure you keep following. Make sure y'all watch it. It's dope.
Let me try. Wait, okay.
If you just point to the camera right there.
Thank you, Walt. He all got
just find the dot and point to the dot. God, y'all, I swear. This is...
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging out with us. The Tea with Trei. I'm Trei Taylor.
I'm Cayla.
Wasn't Walter fun? You said
that was nice.
He's lit. Who should we have as our? I was surprised about him. Well, I liked his idea about bringing on some of your friends, but I always think that you think this is lame.
Well, I already asked Trei, so. Okay.
Do you have any dudes we can bring on?
Yeah, we talk about like music stuff. I got DJ friends.
Cool. They better be funny. I don't want to know.
Cameron's funny.
Okay. She's not talking about her brother. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the table read. And we told you last week we were going to be featuring a show recap of Bravo's new show, Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. And this week, it did not fail. But who did fail, Cayla, is Andy again. Why the flip did he bring the Jonas Brothers on for Watch What Happens Live on Sunday after the Housewives, after what's the boy's name? Almost beat Phil's ass. What's that boy's name that was finna fight?
He's cute, but I can't remember his name. So I think it's an issue, and a lot of people like are asking Andy, like, are they gonna have reunion shows like Family Karma? Don't get reunions, and a lot of people watch them. So a lot of people are like, Andy, are you gonna give Martha's Vineyard? Are you gonna give Black Summer House a reunion? So that's still up in the air, and it kind of feels like a slight. Like we can get a season, but we can't have a reunion. But he doesn't need to host that reunion either.
Well, you said you didn't watch any of the other summer houses, so I can't really speak as to whether those franchises are giving the way this is giving.
It's drama, but it's different, like the dynamic. Because regular summer house, I'm sure they didn't have. If someone brought a dog and washed the clothes, that wouldn't be an issue. And but this is an issue because it's Black people.
Well, let me tell you what else I have an issue with on Black Summer House, Martha's Vineyard, because that's what it is. Why the hell did they show those people having sex?
That was nasty. Somebody was like, is this the real world? And it was just so.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you don't watch Summer House, Martha's Vineyard, aka Black Summer House, Martha's Vineyard, there is a married couple on there. We know all you Bible thumpers want everybody to be married. So I'm going to go ahead and clear that up. It is a married couple on there that get on my damn nerves, but they went in their room to copulate. Obviously, there's cameras everywhere. And Bravo showed me that man humping on going to Pound Town on his wife. I don't like that.
But it was, and a lot of people had issue with, they kind of insinuate on the white shows like that's what's going on, but they like full on sheets and all, like that kind of felt like disrespectful a little bit because they wouldn't show the counterparts so in depth. Not saying that they aren't up there doing the do and whatever, but like to see that was very like, okay, we don't need that.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they're trying to.
I don't know. It's like you don't want to play the race card, but you don't have anything else to go on. We're going on the other behaviors. Of course, we know that the cast members hook up and go to Pound Town. But to see that, and then
it kind of felt violating. I don't want to be in their bedroom.
At any rate, this week, Summer House had me. I was like, but it took a minute. It seems like Bria.
Well, she's a little out of touch anyway, but
you're right. There's a little bit of confusion there. What I got from it was that she was trying to dry everything together and didn't know that the dog towels were also going to be. Maybe Bria already put it in there. Like, you know how you're like, I'm going to empty the washing machine and put this stuff in there, but I'm not going to run it because it was a little bit of stuff. It wasn't a lot of stuff. And maybe Mariah then did her stuff and
pushed hers in
and did it all together. That is nasty. I do not want that's nasty. It's inconsiderate. And if you're going to wash your dog stuff, I guess, okay. I mean, you got to wash it somewhere, but then like dry it. Don't just throw it in the dryer if that's what happened. Mariah was out of pocket for pushing that on her like that. She shouldn't have done that. I do like Mariah because she's very
love and light.
Zen, like Trei. What?
But I did see, and I don't know, who exactly was talking, but I did see conversation on Twitter someone said, well, if it's clean, or if I'm putting in everything that's going into the washer is dirty, what's the problem? If it has dog hair on it or not, it's still getting cleaned and it'll come off in the dryer, and that's what the lint collector is for. I don't have a dog to say like that hair travels over, but if we're all putting dirty things, and she said it didn't have pee or anything on it, that crosses the line. If it has pee or anything, that needs to be washed separate. But
There's a smell. There is a wet dog.
there's a wet dog smell that you are putting in the washer with other dirty clothes.
So you're
is
saying
the dryer selective to dog products versus human?
I hate you.
Because I'm right. It is. Some people have preferences though. These are the same people who use one towel a day. Okay.
Cayla, have you ever cleaned a bathroom and tried to get hair up?
Person hair?
It's hard. So and it doesn't, even when you wipe it with the towel, it stays there. The towel's wet.
Yeah, I know. I've cleaned
stays there.
bathrooms.
And then you dry the towels, and sometimes you can pull, that hair gets embedded in there. I believe it is a preference. I believe when you are in a house with other people, it should be honored. She should just ask. Just ask.
Or to avoid all this, Mariah, don't touch my stuff. Let me move my stuff into the dryer.
I agree. So you're on Bria's side in this instance, even though she's not.
I didn't ask you to put my stuff in the dryer. If you ask me, I know what's going into the dryer. So that's where it confuses me. Because how did some of Bria's dog stuff get left over? But you say you put everything of mine in the dryer.
Yeah, this is why we need reunion with them, so that can be cleared up, or an interview, or do they even get how they blog? Do they blog at all? You know how the other the housewives, they have to do blogs and podcasts.
Well, I think they choose to do that. Whatever Candy speak on it, I think she chose to do that just to clear the air after the shows and stuff.
It's something to consider, Summer House, Martha's Vineyard.
Through the vineyard, through the grapevine. Don't take my show. This is copyrighted and trademarked.
I like it. And then the opening is, don't you know I heard it through the grapevine.
Hire me.
I was a little off key right there.
Yeah, you are.
Don't you know that I heard it through the grapevine? So I was off key because I can't hear out of my other ear. Ooh, that was horrible. We're going to leave that. But I got my note. I am a singer. Summer House, Martha's Vineyard is Sundays at 9 p.m. on Bravo. Black people saving the network once again. Can y'all please give them some time on Watch What Happens Live? We want it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching The Tea with Trei. I'm Trei Taylor.
I'm Cayla.
And remember, ladies and gentlemen, no matter what they do, no matter what they say, no matter if you wash your dog clothes with your human clothes, no matter if you got $2 million to pay for a pardon, or you want to split the rent 50-50 with your $1 million boo, abundance is your birthright, darling. Bye for now.